country on planet Earth, and it's not even close, could pull this kind of operation off. And no other president has ever shown this kind of leadership, courage, and resolve, the most powerful combination the world has ever seen. As the president said, our adversaries remain on notice. America can project our will anywhere, anytime. The coordination, the stealth, the lethality, the precision, the very long arm of American justice, all on full display in the middle of the night. Nicolas Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance, until they didn't and until he didn't. He effed around and he found out. President Trump is deadly serious about stopping the flow of gangs and violence to our country. Deadly serious about stopping the flow of drugs and poison to our people. Deadly serious about getting back the oil that was stolen from us. And deadly serious about reestablishing American deterrence and dominance in the Western Hemisphere. This is about the safety, security, freedom, and prosperity of the American people. This is America first. This is peace through strength. And the United States War Department is proud to help deliver it. Welcome to 2026, and under President Trump, America is
we have a very sick neighbor. It's not a neighbor, but it's close to a neighbor, and that's Venezuela. It's very sick. Colombia is very sick, too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you.
What does that mean? He's not going to be doing it very long?
He's not doing it very long. He has cocaine mills and cocaine factories. He's not going to be doing it very long.
So there will be an operation by the U.S. and
it sounds good to me.
Secretary Rubio mentioned...
You know why? Because they kill a lot of people, yeah.
Secretary Rubio mentioned Cuba yesterday in his remarks. Does the U.S. have a plan to do something?
Well, Cuba always survived because of Venezuela. Now they won't have that money coming in. They won't have the income coming in. You know, a lot of Cubans were killed yesterday. You know that. A lot of Cubans were killed.
Do you know how many?
The bodyguards. No, they're looking. But there was a lot of death on the other side. No death on our side. But there was a lot of death on the other side, unfortunately. But a lot of Cubans were killed yesterday, trying to protect him.
You, though, there's been protesters killed in Iran. You said we were locked and loaded, ready to go. What is the line there for when the U.S. is going to get involved in those protests?
We'll take a look. We're watching it very closely. If they start killing people like they have in the past, I think they're going to get hit very hard by the United States.
Can I just add something?
We talk a lot about legislation, and we have great legislation coming. You want to tell me?
So the tariff bill, so here's what I believe. I don't think we could have secured the border without the threat of tariffs. I don't think we'd have a European trade deal without the threat of tariffs. So if you want to end this conflict, then put pressure on Putin's customers. He sanctioned the two largest oil companies in Russia, which is the biggest pressure anybody's put on Putin since the war started. But we have 85 co-sponsors to give this president...
It's hurting Russia very bad, the sanctions.
Oh, yeah. So this bill would allow...
And India also is pulling.
Yes, sir. So he put a 25% tariff on India for buying Russian oil. I was at the Indian ambassador's house about a month ago, and all he wanted to talk about is how they're buying less Russian oil. Would you tell the president to relieve the tariff? This stuff works. So I'm hoping we'll bring the bill up, and it's from 0 to 500. He picks the number. Nobody else does. But if you're buying cheap Russian oil, keeping Putin's war machine going, we're trying to give the president the ability to make that a hard choice by tariffs. I really do believe that what he did with India is the chief reason India is now buying substantially less Russian oil. So I hope we pass this bill soon. And after this...
They wanted to make me happy, basically. He wanted to... Modi's a very good man.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He knew I was not happy. And it was important to make me happy. They do trade.
Yeah.
And we can raise tariffs on them very quickly, and it would be
People are
very
afraid
bad
of that.
for them. You have to do something with Mexico. Mexico has to get their act together because they're pouring through Mexico, and we're going to have to do something. We'd love Mexico to do it. They're capable of doing it. But unfortunately, the cartels are very strong in Mexico.
I remember one time you actually, speaking of Mexico, I asked you about Claudia Sheinbaum, and you told me at one point you had offered to send U.S. troops into
True, I
Mexico
did.
to combat drug trafficking there. Is that something you
Well, I like
spoke to her
Claudia.
about?
I think she's a terrific person. I would say every single time I talk to her, I offered to send troops.
And she's just not willing?
She's concerned. She's a little afraid. The cartels are running Mexico. Whether you like it or not, it's not nice to say, but the cartels are running Mexico. I will say this about Greenland. We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And Denmark is not going to be able to do it, I can tell you. You know what Denmark did recently to boost up security in Greenland? They added one more dog sled. It's true.
Sir, what would
They thought that was a great move.
what would the justification be for a claim to Greenland? What would the justification?
Oh, I don't want to talk about Greenland now.
But it
I just say this. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And the European Union needs us to have it.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. Call Holayim La, Al-Banawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Quadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1 in the GNT. Doomed is the lying, murderous city, full of wealth to be looted and plundered. And that's the truth, man. This place is doomed, and we're praying and sending up supplications, curses upon this place, and we are all also, Salakia, seeing prophecy being performed right before our eyes, man. And that's all this place is, man. It's nothing but a land full of blood, because that's the so-called self-proclaimed white man's MO. Okay, everything is a nail and he's the hammer, and he handles matters through violence. Okay, war is always in his heart, man. He's always devising a plan to conquer and devour those that don't want to submit or surrender to his will, man. Okay, and you know, hey man, the Lord made these devils to be proud, man, so they're supposed to be proud, and what they actually stated was true, man. This is the only captivity that has had this much might, this much strength, this much military intellect, okay, technology, etc., man. Okay, so, and that gives them, you know, that mindset that they can't be touched. You know, as you know, that movie, The Untouchables, man. You know, that's basically how these devils feel. They feel like they're going to continue to prosper and continue to rule forever. They'll never be taken down. They'll never see loss. They'll never see judgment, anything of that nature, man. But as it says again, Nahum 3, verse 1 in the GNT, doomed is the lying, murderous city, because this place, you know, hey, look, man, it's a virgin, but it's about to be touched. It's you know, the hymen's about to be broke on this bitch, man. Okay, because all these devils do is lie. You know, we need this place, and you know, Colombia and Cuba. That, you know, they doing this and doing that. When the biggest damn drug dealers, the biggest people that supply this shit is the ones you looking at, man. Like, come on, man. You know, this gonna be a quick hit. This ain't gonna be too long, but let's grab the next precept, man, because you know these devils, man, you know, they fool themselves, man. But you know, we're here to expose them for who they truly are, man. Okay? But let's continue. It's gonna be a quick one. Get straight to the point. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 19, and I'm gonna read verse 5. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. but he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life. And these devils, you know, they're made to do wicked, diabolical, treacherous shit, man. You know, to be clear and direct and upfront and blunt. You know, they're made to take peace from the earth, to oppress, to you know, apply usury, all these things to prevail, to make themselves feel above all nations, man. Okay, because the Lord set them up and made them to be the face of wickedness, to be the face of evil, man. Okay, and their ways and their decisions and their judgment proceed of themselves, man. So, you know, they take pleasure in everything that they do, man. And they believe in their wicked, corruptible mind that they're justified in all their endeavors, man. Okay? And you know, hey, man, for Wadi Halba Shimmy Hawashai, man, you know, let these devils do what they need to do, man, because it's only the 5th day of their so-called New Year, man. And they putting in work, they getting busy. And this is what we need to see, man, because this is getting closer and closer to Armageddon, closer and closer to the digital currency, which is going to be the RFID C-HIP. Okay? And, you know, it's closer and closer to our salvation, man. Okay, and also, too, which, you know, the brothers is doing lessons on, and, you know, I don't want to rock the Zab. I'll be able to, you know, do my input is the famine of the word, man. You know, you got AI. They're using AI to, you know, change brothers' lessons and everything else, man. So, look, man, we here, man. We at the end, man. You know, we got to see these things, you know, occur, man. They have to be brought forth, man, for us to get to the end, for us to, you know, go through this hell to get to heaven, man. Okay? But let's continue, man. Like I said, I only got a few precepts. We're going to get straight to the point. So this is the book of Psalms. Proud devils, man. Psalms chapter 10. And I'm going to read verses 5 to 7. Psalms chapter 10, starting off at verse 5. His ways are always grievous, okay, because they're making it seem like what they're doing is of justice and is for the benefit of the citizens here in Babylon the Great, when it's not. It's all an agenda. It's all a plan. It's all a distraction for what's really for what they really want to accomplish. Let's say that, okay. And it's all for a purpose, you know, and furthermore, the reason, you know, one of the main reasons, amongst others, you know, is the oil, the gold, the silver in Venezuela. Okay, so it's basically going to steal somebody else's resources, man. That's what it's always about, you know, because that's the real riches on the earth is resources, land. Okay, it's not about, you know, which it may be, may not, but still, at the end of the day, these devils are the biggest pharmaceutical suppliers, man. And y'all know what I mean. Okay, so for them to say, you know, the president in Venezuela, he's doing this, he's doing that, you run all of it, man. Okay. Psalms 10 verse 5. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. And you heard what this clown said. He effed around and he found out. You know, because these devils are proud, man. They are very, very proud because, again, this is the only captivity where they've had this great military might, okay, this intelligence for weaponry, technology, etc., man. So they feel like they're in the seat of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and again, that they're always going to prevail. Nobody's going to be able to take them down, man. Okay, but the Lord has them in a trick bag, man. You know, the Lord is literally checkmating them every single step that they take, man, because guess what? It is the will and pleasure of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, that these things must be done. All right, verse 6. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, as I just stated, for I shall never be in adversity, because again, they believe that they're never going to be touched. They're untouchable. They're always going to have rulership, dominion of the earth, never be taken down. They're going to be able to accomplish their new agenda, which is the NWO, which goes into complete surveillance, complete control of every single human. you're going to have to submit to their new structure to even be involved in society. And it's also going to come with a social credit score. Okay? So it's literally going to be slavery, bondage. Okay, you think because everybody's a slave. That's where you have a social security number, a birth certificate, but they want to put that in you. They want to implant that in you. Okay, and that's why they're making all these data centers, upgrading the 5G to 6G, all these things, man. Because they want to be able to limit your spending. Ration your food, all these things, man. Okay, they want you to be secluded in 15-minute cities, and they want to have pleasure and joy of the whole earth, while they put everybody else in a damn section like sardines in a can. Okay. So Psalms 10 verse 6 again. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. And that's all you heard in these news clips, man. Was a whole bunch of BS, a whole bunch of nonsense. To make it seem like they're doing something for the country, when it's actually for their benefit, when it's actually for the elite. And again, for an agenda. Which has nothing to do with you Americans, nothing to do with you Babylonians, man. This is not going to help the economy prosper and drop taxes and drop, what is that? Housing and everything else, and bring forth more jobs. No, man. Okay, they're making AI more accessible and robots to take more positions, So hey, man, you don't have a future. You don't have a say so, man. Okay, so again, Psalms 10 verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit, vain, all lies, fraud, and fraud under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Okay, speaking things that are not profitable, no use to you. Okay, just keeping you distracted while the true agendas, the true plan is being orchestrated behind the scenes, man. Okay, so let's close out because the point is made. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk, because this devil, man. He like I stated, man. He's one of the few reasons is take the resources of the oil, the gold, the silver that's in Venezuela. And that's the main thing. Esau's these devils, especially America, is nothing but a bunch of bullies, man. Okay, just taking everybody's shit. And as he stated in another clip, which I didn't put that whole clip, that they're going to basically govern Venezuela. They're going to have control of it. So let's grab this. This is Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm going to read verses 5 to 6. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine. And what is that wine? That's his philosophies, his democracy, his customs. Okay, his structure on how he wants to govern and rule the people and rule the earth. Okay, and he believes that his way is the correct way. In this, again, it's a benefit to them, not to you, man. Okay, they also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. And look at, man, just off these two clips alone, man, you can see the pride just in these damn devils' faces, man. He's just proud as hell, man. The Lord really made this man to play his position to a T, man. This whole nation. Okay, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Again, always in everybody's business, telling everybody how to move stuff, how to govern their people, control their resources, etc. Stealing. Okay, which they did, talking about it's ours, and which in actual reality, they're really telling the truth, because The only two nations that's going to rule the whole world is them and us. Okay, but their rulership is wicked, is evil, and our rulership is going to be righteous, man. Okay, even in this world, and technically, they stealing from us because this world was made for the Israelites, man. Okay, but it's going to be given back to us. It's, as also stated in the book of Sirach, chapter 10, because of injuries, riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated to another people, and that's going to be us, man. Okay, so let's continue. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Okay, because again, he wants everything. He wants every inch of land. And again, he wants to pack everybody in certain sections like sardines in a damn can, man. Okay, but he wants to enjoy the whole earth. Okay, and they'll tell you that the whole earth is overpopulated when that's nonsense. That's a lie. Okay, there's enough earth for everybody to have land, for everybody to have cattle, resources, etc., man. But you know, hey, look who's ruling the earth, man. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, because he is deaf. He brings forth death. All he knows is death, bloodshed, oppression, vexation. Okay, he doesn't have a conscience. He doesn't have the characteristics of sympathy, empathy, remorse. That is not in his DNA, man. His structure. The Lord didn't build. The Lord left that out. Okay, for a reason. And guess what, man? The Lord made this devil perfect to be the wicked, man. Okay, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied. He's not satisfied with. He wants it all. Again, he wants your soul, man. He wants to know what you're thinking, what you're doing, when you're defecating, when you're urinating, when you're busting one off in your woman. He wants to know everything, man. He has a God complex, man. Because again, he believes, because he hasn't gotten judged, he hasn't got condemned, he hasn't got put on trial yet, and felt the fury from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So he believed that the Lord is with him. He believed that he's justified in everything that he's doing, and he believed it's right, man. Okay? But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what they want to do. Even though they already have, again, just the Social Security, the birth certificate, the banks, that's not enough. No, we got to do something else to really have these people bow down, to look at us like God. Okay? We want your soul, man. Okay? Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting parable against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? And that's what he's doing. He's snatching up everybody's resources, going to everybody's land. Democracy, grenade, as the beloved Elder Malcolm always states, which is the truth. Democracy is war. Democracy is a lethal force. Okay? Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that leadeth himself with thick clay, debt. Okay, because he'll go to everybody else's land, make this diabolical, wicked plan, act like he's lending somebody some currency, knowing they can't pay it off, and leave everybody with thick debt. The usury here in Babylon the Great, you have debt, man. This place is hell, man. And if Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai don't come back and redeem us from this, man, no flesh will be saved, man, as Yahweh Shai stated, man. Okay, but we are literally here, man. And for Wadi Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, this is beautiful to see, man. Beautiful to see, man. We are witnessing what our forefathers wanted to witness, and we're witnessing right now, man. This is a beautiful time to be alive in history in the making, man. I don't want Ratazam, and I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the truths of Sir Aki and Akwa. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.